What's up, everyone? This is your host, Stephanie Sweet.
And your co-host, Nia Adri.
And you are tuned in to the Grown Up-ish podcast. Welcome, guys, to another week of the Grown Up-ish podcast.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
So how are you? How you feeling?
I am good. I am feeling good. The week is going fast. It's going fast.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, it's a good thing. Weekend's almost here. But it's also like, oh, man. Summer's going fast.
Time is flying. I feel like it's moving faster than ever just because we got so many things going on. Ooh, you just got new lashes, girl. I see it.
I did today.
I see it. They're popping. Yeah, it's just going by faster than I thought it was gonna go. Like literally, we're about to hit July. It's about to be 4th of July.
It is. I don't know. It's like, yay, time is flying, but it's like, no, time is flying. I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. But my week has been good. It's been real chill, getting ready for this pop-up shop on Saturday. So that's been keeping me busy.
And I got a preview, guys. It's lit over here. Okay. Yes. For those who are listening, for those who are going to be maybe in the area. Where is it going to be?
It is going to be, it's here in Orlando. It's at the, I don't even know the name of the place. It's so bad.
That is bad.
It is bad. I've been promoting it though, but it is at the Absolute Excellence Preparatory Academy. But when we drop the episode, it's off of West Washington, but it's going to be after. However,
check out her Etsy.
The Etsy will be stocked with new inventory. Definitely by the time we drop the episode on Tuesday, because my plan is to come home and see what we have and start updating my stock online.
But you're gonna be sold out though.
Yeah, I mean, I might.
No, you're going to be sold out though. What I've seen is lit.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sold out.
Yeah.
And if there's anything left, it's gonna be
not much.
Dire, Get it while you still can, because it may be gone by the next day.
It's nice, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying, there's some beads up there that I'm like, oh, I want that one.
Yeah.
But you can't wear them all. You
did
not buy them for you. You bought them for other people.
It's for the sale.
Yes. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna wait.
Whatever's left over, maybe I'll keep for myself.
I'll pick a couple.
Well, the best part is that you can actually make them for yourself anytime.
So that's what I've been doing too. So some of the colors up there and the patterns I really like. There's this orange and bronze and teal one, and I just love that one. So I went into my beads. I was like, oh, I got those colors, and I just made it myself. I was like,
I can make this real quick.
Make my own, and then you guys, I got y'all too. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Just putting together the last touches, which is funny because there's stuff that I know I need to still do, but I'm just like, I don't know. Part of me is like, or you can just take a nap, and then I do. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah.
Do you take a nap and then you feel like, okay, you're ready to go? You take a nap and you get lazier.
No, I'll be ready to go. So today, I didn't nap that long today. I took a short nap, which was good, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the podcast. I might record. I've been trying to document my lock journey, and it'll be 6 months next Wednesday. In exactly 7 days, my locks will be 6 months.
Yay,
so I've been trying to record that. Yes. So I'm like, okay, you're gonna podcast. You're gonna record some stuff for your lock journey, and then you're gonna work. That's what my game plan is.
Right. Easy peasy.
Easy. I got this. We're doing a podcast right now.
Right.
So check. One thing off the list.
Check.
You got that. So
you took a nap already.
I
check.
Did that.
You know
got
what I'm
it
saying?
Out the way.
Right.
So
now you got power through it. Right. Power through the rest.
Don't end up just staring at the wall. Like, oh.
Don't end up staring at the wall. Please don't.
Girl, that's why I got ADHD. But how has your week been?
It's been good. I had a great weekend. I got to hang out with some friends I hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Ended up going to that place you had talked about.
How was that? I have thoughts, but I'm going to talk about that off here because we pro Black business here. So we're going to talk about it off here.
Okay. Well, my experience was pretty okay. It was pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. It was, so they did have the museum part of it opened, and I only saw that towards the end, and I briefly peeked my head in just to see, and they were allowing pictures to be taken in that area, in that space, and that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I love their artifacts.
The art was so nice.
Super dope.
So
nice. If you guys have not been, go check it out. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
What is it called? The
Bronze
Bronze
Kingdom. The
Kingdom.
Bronze Kingdom. They
It's
have
over there off of
beautiful
I
artwork.
Drive. Dope. Dope. A lot of African artifacts from different regions, different countries.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get like cultured and get informed and, you know, just like see some dope, authentic, real like African artifacts, that's the place for you to go check out for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, and you know, it was like Sunday fun day type thing, type vibes. It was brunch, you know, good music,
Can't go wrong with
good
brunch.
old school music like 90s. Yes, he was when he
Okay.
was playing the 90s, he was playing the 90s, y'all. It was dope.
Yes.
And then he threw in some other stuff, you know, little baby towards the end, and I was just like, this is not it.
So
You know, I'm
wait,
dressed like
go
the
back.
90s.
Go back.
Go back. Right. Because it's not music that we get to listen to all the time.
We don't.
Right? So
listen, I was listening to City Girls Percolator, and I was like, yo, I want a party. That. I was like, but I want to hear like the percolator and like, come on, ride that train. Yes. I was like, I want that kind of party, so like the real 90s music.
So he did play that. Okay. That's why I was like, yes, this is it. This is the 90s. Yes. We love it, right? Yes. And then he just kind of threw in, he would like mix it in with a couple of the more recent like City Girls, you know, Meg. He threw a couple of more recent artists in there. And I was like, you know, go back. Because it's just not music that we get to listen to all the time.
Music,
the 90s
music.
It's
feel good music. 90s had a lot of feel good music.
He threw R. Kelly. I found myself singing and I had to bring it back.
Good job. I'm proud of you. He'll catch you. He will get you.
He will. Oh my
man.
God.
It's hard. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie.
Camille was like, we don't do that. What are we? We don't do that. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, right.
I know. I'm not gonna lie.
I had to bring it back and you know pretend like I didn't like him. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so sad still that to me because he just like messed up his legacy, you know, and
iconic music. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, he got jams, but I'm a part of that group that I can't mess with it because I think of what you were actually talking about. Like he was very serious.
Yeah.
In a lot of those songs he was saying. So now in context, right. In context, you're like, oh,
yeah. And it's sick.
Not okay.
Right. This is not and it makes you sick. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, oh,
turn it off. That's nasty.
Yeah. But now I find myself like everywhere I want to go, like I want to listen to Afrobeats, and they only play the Afrobeats at like Afrobeats parties, themed, right, which is kind of
focus, which sucks.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. But I love that my husband loves Afrobeats, so that works out. You know, whenever we're like hanging out together and like cleaning or doing whatever in the car, it don't matter.
That's funny because like when we're together, you do play Afrobeats, which I do enjoy, and then I have
all
another friend. Yeah,
I'm trying to get everybody on Afrobeat.
And I'm like, when I'm listening with you, I'm like, I need to listen to this more, but I don't. So I need to work on that because it's great music.
I'll send
and I'm like, I love this artist. This is amazing.
I'll send you some playlists. It ain't nothing.
That happen. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So that works, and I'm
always
grateful.
A great start to the week though. Like good vibes, good energy.
Exactly. And then I took the time to kind of just like I saged myself. I meditated. I hadn't done that in a little bit, so I was very grateful for that.
I'm jealous.
And it just helped me like
recenter.
Yeah, just recenter, clear the funk, you know what I'm saying? Get rid of the bad juju or whatever, and then start off on a positive note. And then here we are.
Yes, that's how I felt. I went to the beach yesterday.
Ooh.
It was great. It was awesome. Actually, I went to a new beach yesterday. Yeah,
really?
It was amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at this point,
were you nude?
Oh, yeah, I was nude. Like, I got there and took everything off. It was awesome. It was awesome. So like when you just said like cleansing, that's what reminded me like, oh yeah, because like I literally just like I took off my swimsuit.
Way to live life on the edge. I want to be like you when I grow up.
In the ocean, and I just thought like salt water is very cleansing.
It is.
So like I just like dipped my hair and just got like my hair all wet and just like washed my body. It was like okay, like you said, like removing, I'm cleansing, cleansing in the ocean. I'm good.
Yeah.
So that was great, and that was great. It was like a reset. Like okay. We got this. We're about to enter this next 6 months of this year, and it's going to be amazing. So.
That part. I wasn't even thinking about that, but you're right. July is about to start. That's the beginning of the next 6 months. And on what note do you want to start yours on? Think about that, peeps. think about that. Food for thought, right?
Yes.
And let's get into today's topic. I'll let you introduce it.
Okay, so shout out to my cousin Bree because she gave us this
Hi,
topic.
Bree.
We were thinking about moving in or cohabitating with your partner. Like, how do you bring that discussion up? Have you done it before, prior to marriage? When should you do it? So many questions. Let's get into it because
I have so much to say.
Oh.
I
So
do.
you have, prior to marriage, you lived with a partner.
I did. Did I?
How was that?
But actually, I was so before I got with my previous relationship, which was my more serious relationship. Prior to that relationship, I was always like, don't live with your significant other. That's like, why would he buy the coffee and get the milk for free type thing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I've heard that.
All of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was very much, very much opposed to cohabitating with your significant other prior to there being some sort of like major commitment, engagement, or even marriage.
Yes.
Like mainly marriage, right? I've been raised on this, and it was more so like something that I was raised off of, right? And that my mom instilled in me, and she was just like, just wait. And she,
as my mom said, I don't do that shacking up. I'm like,
right,
okay,
shacking
sis,
up.
You don't.
And mind you, my mom, I consider my mom to be very forward thinking, very like, like relaxed about things compared to other African parents. She's very much like easygoing, do your own thing, as long as you're being safe, as long as you're, you're upholding your morals, your main morals type thing. She's like, you happy? I'm happy. What's up? Type thing. Right. So, but with that, she kind of always said, like, just wait. And so I always just thought that. But fast forward to my previous relationship, that was the first person that I ever lived with. And when I tell you, it was a culture, like it was a shock. It was like, I had never done that obviously before. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how it was going to be. I didn't know anything. I went into it blind, no expectations, no nothing. Just kind of like, this is like progressing into something major. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are serious about each other. This is the next gradual step he wants to take. I'm here for it. So I moved in with him. Okay. And it was hard.
So
it was.
Can I ask?
Yes.
What led up to the moving? Because I haven't lived with a partner at all. I've actually never got the chance to live by myself because I always end up with my family somehow, somewhere, or a roommate or something like that. Yeah. So I've never really even been by myself, but I've never lived with a partner. So what led up to it being like, okay,
we were getting serious. We were getting serious, and at that time we were. So we did end up moving in after we got engaged.
Okay.
So to backtrack, we moved kind of quickly, that one. So we met in like July, got engaged by December, moved in by February. I think that's how the timeline went. And he was just like, you're about to be my wife. Come on. Like, let's go. I love you. You love me. Let's do it.
Okay.
And I was like, are you sure? I don't know. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. I think it would be good for us to kind of just start getting to know each other and just like, get if
we're going to do this done. We need to get it over
out the way. Because when we do move to when we do get married, like we were planning on having our own home, like purchasing a home, like all that stuff. Yes. So we were just going to be like, everything will be like, we'll have had all these kinks worked out. You know how I am. I'll know. Hopefully. Right. That was the thought. So we did it. And it's hard, like with anybody, like with a roommate, they're in their room. Mm-hmm. They're in their own space. You get to,
y'all are not necessarily like legitimately like
on top of each other all the time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you can go ahead and just like go back to your room and stay there and just recover from whatever in your own little space, right?
True.
With your significant other now, be it a boyfriend or a husband or, like
whatever, girlfriend,
fiance, girlfriend, whatever. Where are you going? We sleep. At least I
Y'all
would
sleep
think
together.
you sleep together, unless
Y'all
he's
in the
gonna
living
sleep on the
room
couch.
together.
And I'm not
Y'all
big on that
together.
couch shit. Like,
Nah, I don't like that idea. I feel like kind of on a tangent. I agree. Like, no, if we're gonna be together, you need to come to bed. Like,
right? What the hell is a
what are we
couch?
doing?
What is a
No,
couch?
I agree.
For
So,
what?
no, we're in the same space.
Unless it's some like absolute, I can't stand you. You done made me sick to my stomach, like some crazy.
I would have to probably be like pregnant and hormonal and just like, yeah, I need you to get away from me.
Or you
Like,
absolutely disrespected me where I cannot even.
And I just hope that never, ever, ever is the case. So I would, like I said, I would have to be on some petty stuff like, so you didn't bring that ice cream. And
right.
Wow.
Why?
I can't.
A sofa for you. Get.
And even then, I'll probably come in later like, you can come back now.
I miss you. Can we cuddle?
Yes. But yeah, I
Can
feel
we
you.
Cuddle? Yeah, it was just hard. Like clashing of personalities, clashing of lifestyles, right? Because you're trying to blend in, two different people and become one. So it's definitely difficult. Now, fast forward to my husband, though.
Yes.
So much easier. Exactly. That's what I said. I was nervous. I was just like, oh, it's about to be.
Because you've already had like that like previous experience. So it's like, oh man, like Lord, what this man finna what's gonna happen?
Right.
And it's like you don't want to compare, but we learn from experience. So we have to prepare ourselves. It's not comparing, it's being prepared or taking into account what you've gone through. So I can imagine that kind of has you like a little on the edge, like, oh, I hope we don't move in together.
I just
and
try
realize,
not to think about it because I didn't want to set myself up for like just cause more anxiety than necessary. You know what I mean? I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna think positively. I'm gonna just hope for the best. And then he's such a easygoing person. Like for the most part, he's like, what you want? Yeah. That's really like his mentality. So it's kind of hard it's hard to clash.
Yeah.
It is, but I always just wonder or worry that like I don't want to just be constantly just like doing what I want because he's so agreeing with it. Yeah, because he's just and not take into account what he truly like would like to do. So I always just overly touch bases with him just to make sure like, are you sure, like, are you good, like, let me know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I don't want to railroad anybody.
I think that's like a great thing to do though, because you're aware of how easygoing he is,
right?
So it's like I don't want to take advantage of it, so let me like, hey, no, I want to hear what you got to say on this one. Come on.
And at first I was like, I really don't want you to be a pushover. I hope you're not doing these things just to like make me content and make me happy. And then meanwhile, in your hearts of hearts and deep down inside, you feel some type of way or you have some sort of other ulterior feeling, right? So we sat down a number of times and I was like, are you know what I mean? Like, make sure you're vocal about the things that you want and you are expressive of them, because I don't want to ever make you feel like,
your opinions or thoughts are not valued.
Right.
I feel that. I love that.
Or for you to then have some sort of like regret or harbor just, like,
negative feelings.
Yeah.
You said, those built up negative feelings. So
yeah,
would you recommend, even though since you had a first experience that was bad, but now things are great with your husband, would you still recommend, or like how soon? Because I know you said with the first guy it was because things were getting serious. For you, serious was like the road of engagement. But let's just say I'm dating a guy. We've been dating for some years now.
Fuck it, do it. Because it's either going to make you or break you, right? Yeah. Like, no matter what, the kinks that you got to work out, you could do it in the beginning, you could do it at the end. It's still got to be done anyways. You know what I mean? It's not like whatever. Although sometimes like the more you've gone through things, like if you do things too soon, it may be too soon, right? And then that could cause more drama because you guys haven't solidified yourselves just yet so much, like enough, I should say.
I can
enough.
See that.
And who knows, that might have been why, because I mean literally it was like boom, boom, boom. We
it was
we
very
fell in
fast
love.
paced.
We thought we were in love at that time.
Sometimes I think things can absolutely move too fast.
Yeah.
I definitely think that. I feel like
Yeah.
I've had an experience like that where things like just move too fast. Like we just needed to slow down and take
a beat.
Yes, that's it. Like,
yeah.
Because sometimes that seriousness also like takes away from like just enjoying
having fun, right?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Having fun, like it takes away from it because it's just so serious, and it's like, okay, we got enough time to be serious later on. So
let me tell you something. I like the fact that I could go over my man's house and like surprise him with like a little something skimpy underneath, and he had no clue. Just pull up with a little jacket on or something with something funky under there. Yeah, like surprise! You wasn't ready, was you? You wasn't ready. But like little things like that. I there's something to be said. It adds to the fun. At the same time, like that doesn't mean that on his way to work you can't be at the house getting ready and make sure surprise things are beautiful just the same. So it's just like on a it to each his own.
Yeah.
It just depends on your level of maturity. You just got to assess your situation for what it is. Like I can see how moving in too fast or too quickly could mess things up. Like I said, if you guys have not solidified you guys' relationships, and then you do that, and then like you start clashing, you don't know how to communicate yet. You haven't gone through like
I think
the
it should
certain
start
motions.
with like I was gonna say like the little motions. Like I think the best step for anyone that is out there like considering moving in together, baby steps in the sense of like, okay, well let's try staying over a couple nights a week.
Yes.
Let's try that.
Let's go on vacation.
Let's go on vacation together. Let's go on a trip together.
Because that's a good indicator when you're gonna be together for days on end, right? In the same space. That will give you a good idea of how you guys vacation, boy.
Listen,
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, that is true. And I think like I was saying, like staying together.
That's the perfect one, vacation.
Points of time, vacation, because now you're both out of your comfort zone. Because I was also thinking like, okay, how do you decide if we are moving into my place? Are we moving into his place?
Would you want to move into?
Are we getting a whole new place? So this is what I would consider. I'm always going to look at it like, okay, financially, which one is going to be the better situation? Like, is it better to move into my place financially, or is it better to move into his place? That'd be my first thought.
Who has the best place?
Right. Who has the best place? And then, or, depending on, I don't know if it's so much stuff. I get deep for no reason. Because then I'm thinking like, okay, well, who all know that you live at this place? Because I don't know. Do you have you been at this place for an extended amount of time?
That's not being deep. That's
an ex-girlfriend and know that you live here, and I don't know how long have you been here in this place. So like these are all the things that I would take into consideration, so we can decide if we're gonna like who's gonna move where, or if we're just gonna be like, you know what, when our leases run up, we'll just exit, or one of us can break it and we'll figure it out and we'll get our own place. Because those are a lot of things you got to think about. Like, I don't want to be chilling in my house and now Cray found out we moved in together and she not over it, and now she decided to come express her love and devotion. I'm just saying, I've never had this happen, but
okay, it potentially could. And this is a conversation that I had like with my ex, and I was just like, okay, well, does your ex know you live here? Like all of that. But he had just recently moved into that place. So it was untarnished by all the others. Right. But like down to even bedding, like down to bed, like for the purpose of being with
somebody's stuff got to go on storage.
Yeah, man.
Or, if y'all
let's get a whole new bed. Let's just get a whole let's
out with the old.
Just brand new. Let's get brand new stuff. Like absolutely.
Not mad at that.
Absolutely. That's a very good one, because you definitely don't want no messy situations, depending on how the ex, how it all ended, the relationship, how they parted ways. And then how people sometimes they say one thing and it's the other.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't have any beef with anybody. I don't have any problems with anybody. Nobody, nah. It was all amicable. It was all cool. Next thing you know, you got problems.
This happens. It does.
It happens every day.
It does.
It happens
So
every day.
in your case, like you said, he was open to it. Like, how would you approach expressing to your partner that you want to live together? You guys been dating, you've done the whole staying the night together for, extended amount of days, times. Like, what's the best way to be like,
Oh
hey, babe,
God, I don't
I think
know.
we should, go ahead and
I mean,
this is my thing would be, okay, so what I would do is if somebody's lease is coming up to an end or you're
yeah, that's a
discussing
good one.
finances, that's a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If if you guys have already discussed and it's like heading towards something serious, I think that would be a great opportunity to bring it up, because
Mm-hmm.
usually once it's heading towards something serious, you guys are pretty comfortable and open and talk about money.
Right.
And there's always that component of like trying to save money, consolidate everything. So I think that would be a good opportunity to kind of bring it
That
up or
is.
throw
If
it
the
out
lease is up,
there.
that's the good slide in there. Easy peasy. You don't have to make it a big deal. It's just like,
Hmm.
hey, look at God.
My lease is
The
ending.
circumstances just presented themselves.
I can
So
either renew or
we
we
should do
can move
this.
together, try it
Yeah. Because
out.
I feel like that's a huge step. So I would be very hesitant of like doing it unless I absolutely, positively was sure that this is somebody that I really saw, like, on a serious tip, on a serious note. Oh, like I see us
Yeah.
moving forward together and it being something, right? Because then also when you move in together, like let's say, yeah, you get into a lease together, to kind of dissolve all of that, it's like
Girl.
woodworks.
So that's what I was also like, as I'm thinking about this topic, I'm like, I personally, if you guys are not married, and again, I'm not knocking anybody, do what y'all do, live your best life. But me, myself personally, if I'm not married, I can't see me getting into a like mortgage with just somebody that I'm dating,
Yeah,
because and you want to be optimistic. You always try to be optimistic and think positively, but that's a lot to dissolve. That's a lot to try to figure
it
out.
is.
If you decide we're just going to break up now, even a lease can get kind of complicated.
Yeah,
Now, granted, if you move in and you're not on a lease, you put yourself into a position where
right,
he could be like, yeah, get out my shit. Or she could be like, get the fuck out my shit.
right,
But then it's like, okay, I can take my shit and go.
right.
Like, I'm out. I can go give me something else. That's fine. But those are a lot of things to take into consideration.
Let me tell you
Like,
something. So,
it's a lot of
as far as
trust.
like deeds go, right? So, depending on how the vesting is on, let me school y'all real quick. Depending on how the vesting is on a deed when you're purchasing a property, like on a mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
if it says tenants in common, at least for Florida, if it says tenants in common, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when if you want to sell, like we both have to have our signatures,
Mm.
okay, on there. But if it doesn't say tenanted common, like you can sell the house and you won't need the signature, like
Mm.
both. Well, you could pass on and it's not like a requirement
Okay.
for you to go through probate. So depending on how the vesting goes, like that makes a huge difference on how things get divvied up if you guys
Yeah.
are not married or things just fall apart, or even if you are married, like it can just get
It can get messy. It
it can
sounds to
get
me
super
like
messy.
one thing I can definitely say when it comes to the whole leasing and buying situation with your partner is, especially less specifically for the buying part. I think if you're going to buy a house and you guys are not married yet, and even get into marriage ideally, and we'll probably talk about this in more in another episode, but y'all got to make sure that y'all both are very business minded and know what you're getting into,
Because
because at that point you're
contracts
kind of
are
become a business
serious.
partner. Like that house,
Exactly.
now this is our investment. You
Right.
have to look at that like this is an investment that we're making together.
Yeah.
This is a part of business
Yep.
between us two now.
Yep.
Like
That
people
would
want
be
to be
the
all like
only
lovey
thing.
dovey and like, oh, we got our first house.
Just know what
Yay.
it is that you're getting into, because like I said, if you're doing something like that, which is huge, and you do it where it's with rights of survivorship, so if something happens to one person, like the other person can just take on that property without having to go through probate. and then like your family or something. It just becomes complicated, right? So just know what your options are and how to vest it, like how to deed it the right way. And you talk to your realtor, they can assist you with that. Or the title company, they can assist you with that, just to make sure that it is written the way you guys want it to be written, tenants in common, so that if one person y'all decide to split that up, we both have equal rights. It's not just easy peasy, like, oh no, I can take the whole thing. And then who's gonna put the down payment? It gets so crazy. Are y'all going in even, Steven? Are you going like one person that maybe one person has more money than the other, and like they're paying it all in? Like, then what? It's
looks like that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot even when you're married.
It is.
Sometimes that's a lot when you're just going through the motions of like, oh, let's make this happen. How are we gonna make this happen? But at least like at that point, you're married.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's you have a lot more say in stuff. But like if there's no marriage, I don't know. I'll be nervous. I was talking to this guy. He had been with his girlfriend like 2 years or whatever, and then they ended up like moving into purchasing. I guess like things were going or whatever. They had their ups and downs, but they decided to nonetheless purchase a home. How about like 2 months later, they decided to break up? 2 months after purchasing the home, moving in, everything, they decided to break up and nope. Like cancel the whole thing. And I was just like, are you for real? Like, you didn't see this coming this whole entire time? You did not see this coming to the point where you just went ahead and purchased a whole house?
A house
that's a lot.
Save a relationship. So
yeah, and maybe that was a bit of
like,
part of it.
Go
like,
for it.
Yeah, like maybe this will help us get our shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, no, the problems that you're having will still be there even after you purchase the house, and you just made it more complicated by having this like huge asset that you now have to split up.
So you just reminded me of a topic, but before we get into that next topic, classy, ratchet, or real.
Okay.
Which will kind of lead me into the topic as well.
Okay.
So speaking of like, if you already have issues in your relationship, I have like a younger cousin, and him and his girlfriend, like, they really probably should not be dealing with each other. Just toxic. And they done brought a po baby into this situation too.
Oh,
but before that, girl, they had got an apartment, finally got an apartment. It's like, great, yay, y'all on your own now, adulthood. Girl, these fools getting this apartment. I don't think my cousin was on the lease. I'm not sure. But they end up getting into a fight. Like, she like calls the police on him. He ends up getting arrested. Yeah, he's a guy. Okay. She ends up calling the police on him. So then he get arrested and stuff.
Oh no.
And then like he gets out, but then something ends up happening. I think they end up having more issues. Girl, they end up getting evicted, like kicked out of the place. And I'm just like, y'all didn't have any business living together to begin with. So this is the problem. Like, y'all was being ratchet. You're loud,
and that's the scary part,
disruptive,
right?
And you have no business living together. Like, living together is not going to solve any problem. So if you guys are already having issues,
it's only going to amplify it.
It's like a baby. It don't fix it. Yeah. It doesn't fix it. It's just you're going to add to it to make it worse. So don't move in with somebody on the pretense of like, oh, now we're around each other all the time.
This is going to solve things.
It's going to solve it. Now you're trying to get a helicopter girlfriend or helicopter boyfriend because you think you can see everything. You hovering around them all the time.
Not the helicopter.
Yeah, like that's what they're doing. just exactly.
Satellite around.
All around thinking like, oh, because like you said, oh, now we sleep together. We eat in the same place. Yeah.
Right. On top of each other. I see you all the time.
It doesn't help. So that was my story as I was thinking about this topic of like, people living together that have no business living together. And like I have friends who live with their partners, and they have told me like, thankfully nothing else ratchet, just them, but it is a challenge. Like they're like, it's different. Like it's different. Even when like my one friend, prior to her boyfriend moving in together, she would be at his house a lot and he would be at her house a lot. She was like, but girl, even that's different. Because now we're talking about, because you think about it, like for the most part, when you're staying over, you kind of just spend the night. You take your shower, you get up, go to work or whatever. You come over at night, take your shower, go to bed.
And you can leave whenever you
you
feel
can
like
leave,
it.
but you're not like noticing the fact that he don't wash dishes often,
maybe you do.
He don't, but it's like whatever,
right?
Maybe
because
I just
you're
caught
not
him on
in
a
there
bad
all
day.
the time.
Yeah,
right.
I just caught him in between washing dishes, or
that part,
or it's like, okay, you know what? This trash has been sitting here. When he gonna take this out? I'm not. What's going? Like you're not there for the day to day like right, that, like those types of things. Yeah. And those are the things that start, like, I think when you're living together, that's the stuff that starts to come up. Like, it's easy peasy.
And if you see the things that she just mentioned, and he had just mentioned, right? And you don't even live with them day in and day out. Imagine how it's going to be when you actually live with them day in and day out. So you're going to constantly 24/7 be noticing all these things, right? That are going to drive you up the wall. If you're a certain kind of person that maybe you're neat or you're neater, or maybe you don't even have to be super neat, but maybe you're neater, you're going to notice all these things and it's going to drive you crazy. So again, that's why it's like going to amplify everything, okay? And just forget the neatness part of it. Like think personalities too, because if you're a dominant person and maybe you're with someone who's also dominant and y'all want things how y'all want them, right? Compromising, coming into and if you guys haven't worked on communication, that can be very difficult. Like I remember with my ex, that was one of the everything seemed like it was just a clash. Instead of it being us against the problem, like I always be saying, it's not me against you, it's us against whatever the problem is. Because in that relationship, I felt like if there was a problem, it was like, no, my version of fix it is better than your version of it, or you're making a big thing out of something that's small. And it's like, instead of us just trying to solve and resolve the issue, it was just like me against the person all the time. And that's awful. Yeah, it's not going to solve anything at all. It was just like downhill from there. It's hard. It's definitely hard. So baby steps, like Nia said.
Baby steps. And I think having that communication, and then it would probably be beneficial to like lay some ground rules or just set those expectations of who's going to do what, because that's just, I don't know, it just helps with the flow of the day to day. Like even with, living, like right now I'm with my family. So my cousins know, which my grandma, she do whatever she want to do. She don't listen. She does not listen. I had to tell her. Like, look, so listen, my dream plan, like my vision was always like, oh, I'm going to take care of my grandma. She's going to live with me. I'm not going to put her in a home. Like my husband is going to have to deal with it. It was nice. And then the reality set in and I was like, I love you, but we definitely got to buy a house because you can't live with me.
Or you have to have your side of the wing. I'm going to have my
side. And I don't know if we got that much money. So you going to have your house. I will continue to contribute with the bills and everything. Prayerfully, I have a partner, husband, whatever. And me and him will be here.
And you'll be over there.
You'll be here. And then hopefully, because, I do have younger cousins, they can still be in the house. I will still contribute to help with the bills. So we'll have another income here. You should be able to hold it down.
Right.
So that's what I told her. I had to break this to her. I was like, yeah, I love you, but I don't think
this is not.
That's going to work for me. So yeah, I got to buy a house. Y'all, I pray that this market turns itself around.
Okay, because it's crazy right now.
I'm trying not to think about that because it's giving me slight anxiety too. Just like mild anxiety.
Well, they keep saying it's going to be another bubble. They keep saying that it's going to change. And, right now these prices are so high and they're moving so high so quickly. So I don't know.
I was just reading on that today, literally, like searching, like, okay, so when is the bubble gonna burst? Like, what are we doing? Like,
when should I be ready?
End of the year. What are we doing?
When you find out, let me know.
I will, cause listen, I'm ready. I'm ready. This is nice, but I'm ready. Because I need to set her up. Like I need to get her place so she could be good. And
so when you find your guy, you just slide on real smooth like real smooth like. Transition real nicely.
But, yes, exactly. But as I was saying, we have like the ground rules, like the foundation of like, okay, if I write something on the dry erase board, everybody in the house knows that's what we need. So we can get it. So that way, because it's easy for people to
that's
feel like,
good.
yeah, it's easy for people to feel like sometimes, and it's not, you don't try to be tit for tat, but it is easy for people to feel like, dang, I'm always the one buying the milk, or I'm always the one buying this, and I ain't even drink the last of it. So like, even with your partner, having that healthy communication about, you know, how you like stuff done,
Yeah.
and understanding that sometimes they're not always going to get it right.
Right.
Because that goes back to our pet peeves episode.
Right.
There's gonna be times where it
Right.
don't happen. But like, understanding your partner, really getting to know them. Like
Definitely
with my ex, I
communication.
knew, like, I don't remember how to fold his shirts to this day, but I remember he likes to fold his stuff a certain way. Like when he puts it in a drawer, he likes it to be a certain way. So I was like, okay, let me learn how to do that versus just doing it however the hell I want to do it.
Right.
That's fine. I can have other stuff that I do my way, but just be mindful and respectful of your partner too.
Yeah.
It's so easy for us to be like, well, I like it this way, and that's the way I want to do it. Okay, but you're with somebody else, and this
and
is
they
their
don't
home
do it
too.
that way. Yes.
It has to go both ways. So that's why
Oh
when
my
you were like, you're always
gosh.
considerate and like thinking of him and including him, even though he's usually pretty like, yeah, whatever you say. That's so important.
Yeah. Like I remember this my ex, right? He had this thing where he would eat like hard down regular food for breakfast, like rice and gravy. And
he was making meals for breakfast, like real meals. Oh, okay.
And
Not
I'd
breakfast
be like,
food, dinner.
And I'd be like, but sir, why? And I remember it being such a pet peeve for me, right? Now in retrospect, I think about it, I'm like, I wasn't the one eating it. It was just,
why did I care?
Why did I even care, right? And I remembered when I started thinking about it even more, I remembered why. It's because like I needed that to be your lunch or your dinner. Okay. So I'm not constantly having to cook these big old meals all the time, right? So I had plans. Exactly. I had plans. And that's why it was like annoying me. But it wasn't like the fact that he was actually eating food. It was the fact that I then had to like put more effort into being right in the kitchen, all of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, Black men, African men, it's just, like things a certain way. And I was just like, oh no, this is not.
They do.
This is not going to work for me. But then that's why I was. But then now in retrospect, I can narrow down the root of the evil, like the problem, right? Back then I was like in the thick of it and I couldn't see it. It was just so annoying to me. It frustrated me so much. And he'd just be like, what is your issue? It was me. It was me, y'all.
Sometimes.
Anyway.
And it just wasn't meant to be too. So there's
But communication, right, exactly. But communication is key. Communication is key. Like I know, okay, so you have these tactics with your family, or like, you know, did you do the same thing with your roommate?
Yes, kind of. And with roommates though, like we were so separate. Like, it was so separate.
You do your own thing.
We're more enmeshed in the household. We still kind of do our own thing, but yeah, we are definitely way more enmeshed. Family, we're family. Yeah. So with the roommates, it was more separate. And then I feel like I said, with my ex, I would be at his house, but I wouldn't be at his house as much as he was here. Like he actually had like a drawer like with his like undergarments and stuff that I would keep here, and like if he had like some work clothes here and there. So we were kind of good with the communication, and it would more so be like I would come over there and like maybe like help him put up the laundry and stuff, but I would probably use those same, like the things that I'm learning now living with family are things that I could see me utilizing with the partner. Like just so that way, like it's not, I don't know, just like healthy communication. Like
I just thought about like how other people work in that whole let's move in together. They slowly start leaving stuff at the other person's house.
That's the thing.
Like, yeah, right. Slowly start leaving. Girl, like, definitely I practically live here. Look, I have a toothbrush. Okay, I got clothes. I got undergarments. Okay, I could stay a week in here. I practically live here.
So,
let me just go ahead and get my mail forwarded here.
I got a package coming.
Since I'm going to be here this week, you know, I might as well just have it delivered here.
I can house sit for you.
Right, baby.
What? I'm not going anywhere.
Right. I be cleaning. I be cooking. You want me to pay the light bill? Funny. So I live with you.
I just feel like I've been here a lot, so I just went ahead and bought some groceries.
Right, exactly.
For us to eat.
That's it.
Like while I'm here.
That's how
I
you
think I'm gonna have
slide
this for
in there,
breakfast
ladies.
this week. Listen, so usually like it's so funny. I never leave stuff at people's house. But my friend that I've been hanging out with, girl, so lately I keep fucking up and leaving stuff at his house. And I never, like, when I tell you I've never been the type to like leave something.
Y'all see that, right? She's trying it.
Almost every time. I had to tell him, I was like, I'm not leaving stuff on purpose. Like, yeah, all right. Sure you're not.
Okay.
Girl. Just
what did you leave? Are they like small items or big items?
So like it's been like one time my cardigan, I had a cardigan on. I left that.
That's me. That's
and
like
then
no big deal.
I had like some like towelettes, little toilet wipes or whatever. I left that. Those are still there though. I was like, you can just keep those there. You know, if you have lady company over, they'd appreciate
that. Heck nah. I'm taking my shit.
And I left those. Well, they're there for me.
Right. Because don't be like sharing with the
there ain't nobody coming over there. And then I had left that, but I just left those there for real. And then what was it last time? It was something else random. Like maybe not earrings or something.
Let me tell you when I think it's like, okay, you're making a move. Right? Essentials.
Yeah.
Cause like a sweater, some
like
earrings,
I legit like really was like, oh damn, like my sweater.
Yeah, like but it's essentials. Like when you start,
but when you just got a legit toothbrush just there, your hair stuff.
Because I need to go ahead and wash my hair, so
now
I can
you
put
just you've moved it.
You're starting to slide. Okay.
Yeah.
When you got pads in there, you got the tampons.
Yeah.
You got stuff you would never, ever, ever even bother to touch, use, look at. You're slowly trying to slide.
Mm.
You're making the moves.
You know, come in with a picture of me. I'm just gonna set this. Just gonna set this here.
So it's known.
I was thinking I could get you a picture of me. We could put on the wall. It would go nicely with the aesthetics. Would you think a white frame?
A white frame? A black frame?
That would go nice.
A brown frame? Which one?
Color goes best with your
Which one we like?
Like 20 by 30?
Yo.
They don't need to know that you know me. They could think it's a model. Like, who is this beautiful goddess?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah. I definitely think there's nothing wrong. Like you said, go for it. If you're considering moving in with your partner, absolutely go for it. If there's hurdles to be jumped over,
yeah,
you might as well go ahead and jump over it.
If you're thinking of being serious with this person, you know what I mean, and you guys have kind of like gone through the first, you know, maybe a couple of months or so, 6 months or more, where you've like been around each other, you've taken trips together, you've been around each other for days on end, and you've been fine, and no one has killed the other person. Like
that's important,
right? Everyone is alive. You made it and you still love each other. Definitely trips. And then I say trips because I think, okay, you'd be like together for days on end, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you think about it, if you're on vacation, you're on a high. Like
things
are supposed to be fun.
I would say
things are supposed to be exciting.
If you really want to test it, they're about to start opening up cruise ships again, right?
Oh,
and it's probably not going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of probably not a lot of us necessarily, but the other people, they can't wait to be back on the boat. But I'm just saying,
the other people,
they run into the boats. They are ready to go. But for those of you, you know, our age group, if you are considering it and you haven't, I recommend you book a cruise. You can do like a 3-day to start off. A 5-day. Now, by the end of a 5-day cruise, you're going to know.
Yeah.
Listen, because this is you and him.
Person.
That's it. Y'all barely have, unless you're going to pay extra for that little Wi-Fi package, which most of us don't. We be like, we good. We came here to chill anyways. We don't give a damn about what they doing. When we get to the island, I'll connect to somebody.
Right.
But I highly recommend going on a cruise because you're in a confined space. You don't know nobody else there. Yeah. It's just y'all. And like, you can't you're on a boat.
Yeah. You can't. We're recommending this. And I'm thinking like both ways. I can see it going left too, because You could get in each other's nerves if being around each other a little too much all the time, right?
Yes, absolutely. Like you might need a break. Like, all right. But you're gonna learn a lot. Like that's one thing that I would really like to do. Ideally, in my next relationship, if I get in a relationship, that's the type of stuff that I want to do before we even talk about like going down the aisle or anything like that. Like I really want to like, let's see how well we can enmesh before I start jumping
and fix things stuff. Right, because the purpose is not for y'all to obviously get in each other's nerves and then cause issues. The purpose is to see if something does arise or if there is a misunderstanding or how are you guys going to accomplish like getting over it, fixing it and like moving forward and saying, all right, I'm sorry, or whatever it is.
Yes, whatever
How do you fix it? Are you able to fix it? Or is it just going to build and build and build and then somebody explodes and throws somebody off the ship? We don't want that.
That happens. We did not tell y'all to go on the cruise.
I don't know.
We didn't tell y'all.
I woke up and I didn't know where he was at.
But yeah.
We don't want that at all. At all. Please don't, people. But yeah, moral of the story is try it out. Vacation, go on trips, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, do the whole like let's do a weekend where we stay together for the weekend. Maybe you are doing a staycation. That's cute. Plan something where y'all gonna be together for an extended amount of days, even if you're not traveling out, but like maybe you got something planned over, day after day after day, and you're staying over each other's house. Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Yeah, because the more you cohabitate and interact, the more the certain things come up that normally or naturally wouldn't if you guys are not living together.
Yeah, the more you learn
For sure. You start seeing people's habits, okay, if they're clean and unclean, what they do on their idle time with their idle time. Are they just like couch potatoes? The people that let's do things, let's go somewhere, because that also makes a difference. You want somebody who's like outgoing,
you gotta
who
know.
matches your energy.
Yes, you learn a lot,
yeah,
that you wouldn't otherwise, because it's when you're living with somebody, it's more likely that those guards are going to come down. Like it's not going to like they're going to show who they are. And like
you're not always just playing like, oh, let's go here, let's do that on some like, fun tip. It's lazy downtime.
Listen, you got to get to know your partner and really understand them inside and out, because that is definitely one thing I could say from my past relationship. Like I had to know, like there's times when he just needed his space. It was nothing personal. It was just like, I don't want to come over today.
I need to decompress.
I want to stay in my house and be by myself.
Okay? And that's a real thing.
And it's like, oh, okay. There's going to be times when you're living with your partner and it's like, yeah, but I just want to be in this room, but I want you to be over there. It's not next personal or anything. I just kind of want to just be alone.
Yeah.
For a little bit. You can come back when I'm done. Facts. So if you don't learn that, though, it's very easy for you to take that the wrong way. So you live and you learn, guys, and you have a lot of fun. And also a pro of living together is lots and lots of sex. I just had to throw that in there before we go.
Like rabbits.
Oh, yeah.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
That is the fun part.
Pro sex. All the time, whenever.
You don't need nothing else.
Nothing else. That's it. For me, it makes it all better.
I could list other things, but what? For what? On that note, we're going to just end it on that. The pro is the sex.
Yep.
Right. 4 thumbs up. 4 thumbs up. All right, guys. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for listening. Yes. You guys go ahead and follow us on IG, The Grown Up Ish Podcast on IG. The Grown Up Ish Pod is the website.
You can find us on all streaming
platforms for sure. And write us, like us, share, subscribe, comment, all of the above. And join us on the next episode. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.